Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another show of He Said, She Said. And of course, if it's your first time listening, this is your boy Q Walker. And we got the first lady of the building in here with me. Gonna introduce yourself, ma'am.
This is your girl, Chrissy J, on the ones and twos.
On the ones and twos. You DJ now?
DJ Chrissy J.
Yeah, we
you know what I'm saying?
half of He Said, She Said. The IT guy's not here today. He's in St. Lucia with his family celebrating spring break. I'm kind of jealous of him a little bit, but you know, enjoy your spring break.
When you IT guy, you can do big boss things like that, right?
You're right.
We trying to catch up with you.
Right. When you
IT, door, J Bud.
You behind the scenes, so you know you collecting checks, and you know you can do what you want to do out here in the streets. So, first topic today, we waiting on our special guest. Go ahead.
Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead. Speak what's on your mind.
So, I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm not gonna get into a real big discussion. No, I ain't gonna get into a real big discussion about it, but you know, I know that a lot of people are affected by the tragic loss of Nipsey Hussle. And I haven't spoke out about it on social media. There's a lot of people doing that. But I just say this to say that I have seen a lot of negativity and a lot of people that want to be quick to say, you know, you didn't know him or you didn't listen to his music. Or, you know, my thing is, at the end of the day, like, you don't have to know somebody to mourn the loss of somebody that you felt was solid or great in the community, or the fact that, you know, as a wife, that his wife lost her husband, or knowing that his kids are going to wake up and their dad's not going to be there anymore, and somebody that was, you know, once, and, you know, the whole gang affiliation that actually turned his life around was trying to do something positive for the community. You know, I felt it was real heavy on my heart when I found out Sunday. And, you know, yesterday I was just sitting in my car listening to his music, and I just felt real heavy, you know, and I just cried. And it's just crying because, you know, it's another black man that we lost to something so senseless, and it's so tragic. And I just feel like, you know, instead of the negativity, man, you can't tell somebody how to mourn. You can't tell somebody that it's only exclusive for these people to only be sad or feel a certain way. Like, you don't know how he touched their lives, if it was an encouraging word, or maybe his music got through to them, or just the fact that you may follow Lauren and you feel for her as kids or whatever. You know, we didn't know Trayvon Martin, we didn't know Sandra Bland, but it didn't stop us from being upset and sad and hurt by what happened. So, you know, I just say continue to be positive about him. Let's let and allow and help what he dreamed of and wanted to do for the black community to move on, and not argue about who killed him, why they killed him, what goes on. The fact still remains, he's gone. And, you know, instead of spreading hate and negativity, let's be positive about it. So that's just my little spill on it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, before we get into the topic of the day, I feel the same way a little bit as to, I seen a whole lot of, and it was mostly from guys, for real, to be quite honest with you. Oh, y'all just now listen to him. Y'all just now know. Like, so what? Like, right. What difference does it make if people just now finding out who he is, or people just now, if anything, that's a great thing that this made people go back and see who this guy really is, and bring some more awareness to what he was actually doing. So like you said, instead of like being negative, like, oh, so y'all just now carrying him because it's like, okay, this guy lost his life for a senseless reason, and people are like, who is he? And then they go back, and now they want to be like, okay, R.P. Nipsey Hussle. It's because now they see who the guy is and what he stood for, so now they want to be like, oh, dang, okay, I didn't know this. And so it does bother me as well. And like I said, it's mainly from guys who are like, oh, y'all, it's like, how can you tell me just because I ain't listened to him since the first mixtape came out, I can't be sad that he's gone?
Right.
Like, how can you tell me because I wasn't there from day one, I can't be all of a sudden sad as you are because you've been there since day one? Like,
everybody want to be exclusive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you can't mourn like me because I was there on this first mixtape. It's like, oh, okay, bro, but do you know him?
Exactly.
Like,
we didn't know. None of us knew Trayvon Martin, but we mourned. We were hurt as a community, you know, and it's the same difference. But like I said, let's uplift one another. You know, now it's not the time to tear each other down and be negative and argue about something that's senseless. It doesn't make any bit of difference. Now's the time to really uplift each other. So
it got to a point where people were arguing about who was right, whether it was a gang hit or if it was a conspiracy. So when they found out that it was, you know, it was a guy from his gang that actually did it, I told y'all wasn't no conspiracy. I told y'all wasn't the government. It's like, okay, like, you take people want to be right so bad today.
Ain't that what Denzel said?
Yeah, I forget. I seen that.
It ain't even about the truth anymore. It's who's first.
Who's first? Yep.
It doesn't matter who's right. It's who's first to put the stuff up. You know,
you don't even do your research to see if it's even right. You just want to be the first person to get the news out.
Put the video out of his wife crying and screaming when she found out You know what I mean? Like, who does that? People, we have become so desensitized to reality and life and hurt, and that people go through stuff. Like, we're allowed to be sympathetic and have empathy, but it's just like some things just don't belong, and we're so far removed from that with technology. It's everything just goes online. It don't matter what it is. Everything goes online. It don't
matter what it is. It don't matter who hurt it causes. It's like, no, I want to be the first to let people know I saw this first.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, okay, like, what do you want from it? What do you get from
it?
Likes and clicks and shares. That's what so many people are just driven by nowadays, which is why they want to be the first person to get the news out, whether it's bad or good.
Or whether it's right or whether it's wrong.
Right or wrong.
Doesn't matter.
More so it's wrong than right, but you just want to get it out there first just so people can come to your page and comment and click and share. And the crazy thing is, 9 times out of 10, the people ain't gonna comment on that. They just gonna share it so somebody can comment on theirs.
Exactly. So it ain't even about you.
So it ain't even about you at that point. Like, so just because you was first, don't mean somebody ain't gonna steal it and comment on their own. But yeah, I mean, it's so sad and senseless what happened to that young man. Young man, he's 2 years younger than me, but
still a young man, like upcoming, and he's today for this generation they look at him as today's Tupac. You know, for what Tupac was for us back in the day. You know, and.
Like he was just doing so well. I mean, even though he was a banger, he was well thought. He was very articulate, very intelligent, and he knew what he was doing. And he finally, I don't want to say finally, but as the past couple years started to go by, he finally started to understand his purpose.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can gangbang, but then at the same time, I still want to make my people aware of the changes I'm trying to do in my community. And I don't know, you might know this more than me, that he was actually going to meet with the police
today.
Yeah.
Was it today?
Yeah. Was today or yesterday?
Yeah, at 4 o'clock. Yeah. We were supposed to meet with them about, you know, they said, I think LA, which they said is a low number, since the beginning of the year, they've had at least 13 shootings every week in LA. I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean? That's what happens, and we got to start taking care of our own people. You know, it's like we expect other people and other races and, you know, everybody else to respect us when we a lot of times don't even respect ourselves. No. You know, and even our black brothers, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, it's kind of off topic, but I've never been that woman. It doesn't matter. We've all had bad relationships, but I've never been that girl that been like, ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Because all men can do wrong.
You after it's over with.
Yeah, like, I ain't never been like, I've never had the mentality, because it was always my choice to stay. Whether they were wrong, whether they were cheating, whether they were abusing, or anything, it was always my choice to stay. Guest is coming in.
That's cool. We great to take a quick commercial break here on WLXU 93.9 FM. He said, she said. When we come back, we'll get into the topic of the day, which is about the qualifications of women should match your expectations in a man. Sorry about that tangent. We just had to go off on that. That wasn't the topic of the day today. You know, we just wanted to touch on that since Nipsey got, you know, was violently gunned down in front of his own store this week. We wanted to touch on gun violence and, you know, just the whole aspect of people on social media, you know, how they responded to it. Instead of, you know, making something positive out of it, we was more so arguing about, you know, why or what happened. It's like, okay, you had people believe there was conspiracy theory when it happened, and then you had people thinking it was just gun violence. And then when it came to find out it was just gun violence, people were like, he told y'all it wasn't no conspiracy theory. It's like, okay, like, what's the point of you? Like, you want to be proud that you was right about that, and then on top of that, you had people out here who was trying to dictate and tell other people how they could mourn the loss of Nipsey Hussle. So it was like people out here who were saying, oh, well, you just never being hip to Nipsey. It's like, oh, okay, fam, like, well, I don't understand. Like, just because you knew him or knew his work before I did, that means you get to mourn and I don't. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of thing in the community we got to get a lot better at when these celebrities or entertainers or somebody in the community it passes on for whatever reason. We have to stop making others feel like, well, you weren't there since day one, so you can't mourn. It's like, what are you talking about, fam? That makes no sense. But we're going to get back into the topic soon as Tina come back in here. You know how women are, though, you feel me? She gonna take all day, ever in a day. Mm-hmm. And please, by all means, comment down below, what your thoughts of the topic. Do your qualifications match your expectations of a man? So, if you up here, do your expectations of a man have to be up here as well? I mean, we want to know your thoughts.
We back?
Oh yeah, just hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
This is Quentin, 1/3, and this is Robin G.
Hey, Robin G.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Hey, right there. Yeah,
Hey, live, we got Robin G in here.
Welcome back to He Said, She Said on WLXU 93.9 FM. And it's ladies' night up in the building because, Jarvis left me here by myself. So we got the ladies in the building. And we have Miss Robin G from the Ville in the building. Go introduce yourself, let the people know yourself and what you got going on.
All right, what's up, y'all? I am Robin G. I am a spoken word artist, published author, host, speaker, mother, just woman extraordinaire.
Yeah, all the above, huh? Every box is checked out.
Look, we up to 7. I can say this because I ain't get to say it all night. She's the type of woman when she gonna say something, it may make you climb from the tip of your toes to the bottom of your soul.
Oh, that's her.
That's her.
Oh, I done heard about you.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't know if you're gonna you don't know if you're gonna feel empowered or enticed.
Yeah, right.
I heard you got on the mic. What was it, Saturday?
Yeah.
You got on the
Friday.
mic Friday and did your thing.
Yeah. I empower us.
Yes.
I try to encourage powerful women to be okay with being sensual and sexy because that is power.
She gonna help me out with my hosting abilities. Over here.
Yeah, I heard you also had to help somebody.
Yeah,
out
she
a little
sat down.
Okay.
She was done.
She was done. All right, so let's get on in this thing. Let's kick this thing wide open with the women in the building. I'm gonna just sit back and let y'all do y'all today. This ain't about me. So, Miss Robin, since you're the guest in the building, do you think your qualifications match your expectations of a man?
Do I think personally?
Or they should.
Or they should.
I think they should.
Okay.
Yeah, to an extent. I feel like you can't ask for more than what you can give is what I believe, how I feel, whatever. So like you can't have all of these check marks that a man has to this criteria that a man has to meet and you're like not even halfway there yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, like I don't expect a man to have like I'm not a
Go ahead, let it out.
She said tonight.
Go ahead, let it out.
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't one of those type of women like you gotta have this, you gotta have that, you gotta have this, but you at least have to be able to like bring a plate to the table and maybe put some stuff on my plate that I don't have and I put some stuff on your plate that you don't have type situation. Like if I got some corn and some green beans and some ham, but you got turkey. And I prefer turkey and you prefer ham. Like we gotta be able to like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like.
Well, let me before I turn it over to you, Chrissy. Let me ask you this, Ms. Robin. Do you feel like, as a society today, women have become more of, I don't care what I got going on. He better have X, Y, and Z nowadays. Versus like you said, back when we grew up, the moral standard was okay. We gonna do this thing together. I can't expect you to be this while I'm still this. It's got to be equal. But do you feel like society has changed in that way?
I think it's so deep. I think it's the culture. I think it's women have to carry so much weight on our backs because men, not all men, but some men fall so short, even when they don't have to. Even when they are capable of not falling short, they still choose to fall short. So yeah. I think the expectation of women have become unrealistic to some point.
Okay.
Because of everything they've ever been, environmental, how they grew up, what they saw, that type of situation. But yeah, I think that a lot of us do demand more than what we can offer. Because society has conditioned us to believe that, like, you gotta have a man that got this, and that.
So you saying it's more of a society culture thing now? That's why women feel like a man needs to have X, Y, and Z, but I don't need to have that. As long as he got that, I don't have it.
I've never heard a woman say that.
Oh,
have you?
Well, I've heard them say if he wants to hit this. he got to have X, Y, Z. As if this is just golden and that's all you got to offer. Right. You know, that's the biggest thing in today's society that I hear a lot, especially with reality television.
Oh God,
has changed the whole dynamic.
That's what I mean by culture.
And I don't watch reality TV like
reality TV, social media, like all of that has an impact on unrealistic expectations.
Exactly.
What do you mean by unrealistic expectations? What do you mean by that? Like a guy has to have a
fantasy. These, you know, everybody posts the good life on social media. They live the good life on the reality TVs, you know, outside of the drama. But they always shopping. They always, the man get, you know what I'm saying, like gives them their black card and all this and that. Like these unrealistic expectations are set by everybody posting the good stuff. Everybody emphasizing the good stuff and not the real stuff. So unrealistically, we're like, well, if you don't take me on 5 trips a year, you don't love me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an unrealistic expectation.
Or almost like you said, the expectations of feeling like, well, I go through all of this and he cheats, but look at what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'll put up with this. I'll put up with this
we can talk about that too.
Because of what he does for me. Like y'all mad, you know, I forget who it is because I don't really keep up with a lot of these reality shows, but it was one girl, I mean, I think he had got caught cheating on her and she was mad posting stuff. You know, we so quick to get in our feelings and posting it. And the next day, he iced her out. She took on a shopping spree. Yeah, and then she was like, forget what y'all talking about. Look at what I got. And it's like, it's all about materialism for them, you know. And
I feel bad for the aspect of that. You know, it seems like that's a bad precedent to say. I have a daughter, she's 10, and she's going to grow up in a world and a culture where, you know, she's going to see that, and I'm scared that she's going to think that's okay. Like, he can cheat on me as long as he, you know, take me shopping, I do this, that, and the third the next day. Daddy ain't having
that. But she won't because she got a daddy like you, and you're
very active in your daughter's life. It's all about conditioning her and preparing her.
So y'all saying majority of these women out here who think like that are lost.
Oh
yeah, what?
I'm just the messenger.
I've been a lost woman before, so I know, lost, completely lost. Don't know what, don't know the value of themselves. Out here looking for love, creating a facade of love. It ain't even the real deal. They don't know what love looks like. They don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. They don't know, you know, so they just out here faking it till they make it, and whatever feels good is good. So
why do I feel like you're yelling at me for something?
I'm sorry. I'm a poet. Every time I get into it, I'm like
you make me feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like I heard about you. I heard you get caught cheating, so let me talk to you today. But we're going to take a quick commercial. You know who you remind me of before we go? Marsha Ambrosi. When you walked in
I've got that. That's dope. That's a compliment.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break here. When we come back, we'll get more into the topic. Let you catch your breath a little bit. Cause you know, when you came in here, you just got right on into
I know.
That's your recipe.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you coming up here.
Yeah, for sure. Devon said when you get there, all you gotta do is put your name on the list. And then you want to go? Because I know you gotta go back to Louisville whatever time you
okay, that's dope.
So
I haven't seen him in forever too.
I got some spoken word for us too.
Man, come on.
I got a piece called Unkept about a woman not being kept by a man and being her own person.
Okay, all right. Welcome back to He Said, She Said on WLXU 93.9 FM today. I have a Facebook question, well, not even a question, a statement from Michael Jackson. He said there are a lot of lost men as well. Do you believe that?
Yes, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
How do y'all feel about the lost men?
The same way I feel about the lost women. Like, it's a sad situation, and the same thing applies to them. They don't know. They raised in the same household that the lost women are raised in. They don't know what healthy looks like. They don't know what they've been told. You know, I'm big on my son showing emotions and being in touch with their feelings and not. I'll let them man up, and I don't like that. So these are men who were raised, not even raised. Most men just grow up. You know, they don't have that guidance. They don't have that strong male figure in their lives telling them that it's okay to be emotional, or not to take away from the father that was raised to raise his sons not to be emotional, because just because they were raised that way doesn't mean they were absent or not strong or a good role model or whatever. But man, there's so many lost men out here. I'm just rambling, but yes.
No, you're not. No. Because we've had these conversations before actually about that. Man, Jarvis, who's not here today, we was talking about that because both of our fathers were military fathers, and they were present in the household, but they never taught us how to show emotion, that it's okay to show emotion, because they never showed us that type of emotion.
And that spills over into every relationship that a man attempts to build.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I'm 35, and I would say within the last 5 to 6 years, I've just now been able to show emotion towards a woman, like, and know that it's okay.
Yeah.
And then some of that is because men, we also think that women are going to use it against us. You know what I'm saying? Throw it in our face.
And vice versa. And vice versa.
And women, and that's what I said last time we was on the show. The worst thing you can do is have a man show you emotion and then you put him down, because then he's never gonna want to open up to you again. Like,
or use I despise when myself or someone opens up to somebody and then they throw that back in their face during the argument. You weak, you done. You remember that one time you said like that's so man. That's
the worst thing.
I mean, that's what I'm scared of, to be honest. The whole argument or the whole when we get in disagreement. I was the one that was there for you when you didn't. It's like, well, dang, I was doing that because I felt like you were the only one that was there for me. Then you throwing it in my face that you.
Man, they just did that on This Is Us. Y'all watch This Is Us?
She
told me, he was like, where you been? And she said, when can I take a break between all your anxiety attacks? And he was just like, she was like, I didn't mean it. Man, you cannot take that back. I don't care what you say, how many sorry you did.
And then the message he left on her voicemail, you teaching old housewives how to twirl.
How to twirl, like what she was doing when they
dance.
So Chrissy J, so let's throw this over to you, man. Let's get your thoughts on a lot of these topics. I mean, Miss Robert been hogging the mic all day. So about your qualifications and matching your expectations of a man, what have you seen out there from the women nowadays that makes you want to ask this question for today's topic?
It really comes from, like you said, the culture of reality TV, and me having 2 daughters that are now they're in their 20s, and just seeing the difference in how I was when I was younger. And don't get me wrong, that's why I had 3 kids. I was fast. So what they call it. Yeah. But mine was different. I was because I wanted a boyfriend. I was looking for love. I just want to be loved. These girls nowadays, it's about the money. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And they feel like if I'm sleeping with, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that if you sleeping with a man that he shouldn't provide for you. But some women feel like that's all they should provide. That's all they should bring to the table.
Which means all they should provide is sex, and he got it.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, you should, if you want this, then you got to do, like you said, take me on 5 trips a year. I need a Louis Vuitton. I need this. I need that. I need whatever designer that's out there. Without bringing it. I know why you're single. But anyway, without bringing anything else to the table, And I feel like that between men and women, we've all set that precedent, because men are more physical, of course. Women are, of course, are more emotional, and the women have the idea that, well, I was sleeping with him for free and he was dogging me, but you were looking for love. It's different when you're loving somebody. There's been people I've dealt with that were just like, really? But it was never about the money for me. You know what I'm saying? It was because I genuinely liked them and I loved them and I cared about them. So, no, they might not have had 2 pennies to rub together, but it wasn't about that for me. And today, that's all it is about. Not with all women. I just see a lot of women that are like we said, the reality TV sets that precedent. Give you a prime example. If I work at a McDonald's, right? Me and Robin's at McDonald's, you come in. What you gonna be like? You gonna holler?
We're gonna take a quick commercial break.
No, seriously.
Are you gonna talk to us?
When you talk to me, even though I'm behind the counter at McDonald's, I'm in there like this.
We look exactly how we look. We cute. We got a great personality. We just work at McDonald's.
I don't want to answer this. I feel like y'all said, y'all.
It's not a setup.
Nah, I'll joke aside. If y'all was in McDonald's, I'll probably shoot my shot. Yeah.
But if you was at McDonald's and you tried to holler at me, and this is not me personally, I'm just saying, we're gonna be like, McDonald's.
It's so funny that you bring up fast food. When I first met my boyfriend, we were texting back and forth, and he slid that in there. Like, we was having a conversation, and I was like, oh, what do you do? He's like, I work at Rally's. And I was like, okay, that's what's up. I'm thinking maybe he's the manager. Like, you never know what position they play. And plus, I don't knock anybody for getting money. Like, you got to get out there and get it regardless.
Rather you be doing that than something
else. And of course, he was just playing. He just wanted to see my reaction or whatever. But I was like, what am I knock fuck you for having a job for? Like, you know, whatever.
Right, but you're right, but a lot of people have set that precedent of feeling like women's like, I'm not talking to him if he works at such and such, if he's doing this, or if he ain't driving this, or if he
might
don't have
own
that.
the store, the franchise.
Exactly.
You never know.
Exactly.
They end up playing themselves.
Yep, you said it best. You said it best.
So what y'all saying is that dudes will be more applicable to holler at a woman regardless of
regardless,
but women
because they go based off physical.
Yes,
it's physical.
So let me ask y'all this real quick. Do y'all believe more men are conditioned to spend money? That's why when they meet a woman, that's the first thing they bring up, or the first subject they bring up to a woman is, I work at X, Y, and Z.
That's the insecure me.
Yeah.
Because they feel like, if I tell her this, it's going to make her want to talk to me more, and I can get it quicker.
His insecurities are showing. If in the first conversation that I have, and money is brought up, or a man tells me what he has, or what he, you know what I'm saying, like if he just starts boasting and bragging on all of these tangible qualities, I'm just like, bruh, your panties are showing.
Right.
So, but do you believe that society has made men feel like they have to do that now to get a woman to talk to them now?
Definitely, because it's all about the Instagram models and the what I got and what can I give you and all of that. Definitely, yeah.
But the problem is most of them are in relationships and they cheating with these side chicks, so they paying them to be quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Another conversation.
You know, they paying them, so they feel like I gotta show this because you know what I'm saying. What else am I gonna get? I gotta put something out. All I want to do is I got a girl at home.
Yeah.
She gonna expect something from me if I can't be with her. You know, so
so whenever I get in a relationship, please believe I'm gonna be faithful because I'm broke. I ain't got the money to take somebody to hush as a side chick. That ain't gonna last long.
Listen, I had a really good friend of mine that's in the industry. He told me this years ago, and I say this to say that he had a girl and he had money. He said, "Man, what happened to the days like when my grandmama and granddaddy was growing up? If I'm taking care of home, you sit at home and you shut up. And it don't matter what," and he was dead serious, "it don't matter what I do in the streets as long as I'm taking care of home." He said that's how grandmothers lasted for 50, 60 years in their relationships.
That's why I hate when people use that.
You know,
I hate when people use that.
Yeah.
What happened to the relationships with people that last for 60 years? Because she was letting him cheat with all these babies and stuff.
That's what I was getting.
We ain't doing that.
No, we
ain't built like that.
It's crazy that, nowadays, when the grandparents are passing now, they starting to find out, or the grandkids are starting to find out, and also the moms and the dads are starting to find out about all these, brothers and sisters that now they just now knowing about because the grandfather's on his deathbed.
Papa was a roller.
So he's like, well, hey, there's something I want to tell you. You got a brother here, a sister there, and it's like, well, dang, why'd you keep that from me for so long?
And then all this time you've had this image of this perfect marriage,
perfect father.
And see, that's what people get that misconstrued. They think that time together equates happiness, and it does not always equate happiness.
It does not.
It's a choice. So.
It's a choice. Who is it?
Well,
you said you're in a relationship, right? And you married. I have but I'm a. But anyways, Michael Jackson, he said, "We have accepted wrong and mediocrity as the norm, which makes men vulnerable to be in a wrong relationship." Y'all agree with that?
Agreed.
Kristen?
It's both ways.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I think it goes both ways.
We've accepted that as well. So we settle.
So y'all say, I'm gonna get to that as well. So with y'all being in relationships, are you in love? Or do you, okay. Now, I had a conversation with a young woman today at work, and she's married. She's been married for 5 years. And she said that, and her husband agreed with her, that you choose to love the person that you're with. It's not a feeling, but you choose to wake up every day and love that person.
Yeah, initially it isn't a choice. Initially, it's like it is a feeling. I'm a poet, so I'm a hopeful, romantic. I think that initial contact with that person, that's where the feelings come in. But yes, you choose to love that person. You choose to not hurt their feelings on purpose. You choose to be with that person every day. Yeah, I agree with that to an extent.
What about you, Kristen?
I'm with her, but it's a feeling still. But it's like you said, I choose you every day.
Yeah,
I choose you because just temptation out here, and I'm not saying just for me. Me and my husband just talked about this the other day. He said just because we're married don't mean that people don't tempt, but we choose to love each other enough to not go outside of our marriage.
That's my philosophy. Like, why would you want to hurt? Why would you want to purposely hurt the person you love's feelings? Why would you want to make them cry?
Hurt people.
Facts.
Yeah, facts.
Or they think they ain't never gonna get caught. People don't cheat think they gonna get caught.
Nah, you never feel like you're gonna get caught. That's
Never.
why you do it. That's why you do it. You feel like I got this. I have
Or
this.
you feel like if you get caught, you good.
Yeah, because I'm taking care of them. We was talking about that at work today.
A lot
Subject.
of work conversations going on. Perrin, she said the most important qualifications that should match should start with honest conversations, equal work and self-discovery, and support towards each other's lifelong dreams and goals.
Yes.
But who takes the time out to get to do that anymore? Who takes the time out to really do that? I did, but not everybody.
Yeah. Because that's the difference between wanting a lifelong partner and then just having a fling. Like if I just want one thing from you, we're not gonna converse about our future.
There's no point of us even conversating besides, hey, can I come
But
through?
if I see you as a potential, not even a potential husband, because I hate when women date to marry, but like if I see you as like, if this is dope and we vibing and this is good and this is a feeling that I haven't had, like, yeah, I want those conversations definitely need to happen. Like we need to know that we're at least on, not necessarily right away on the same page, but we're in the same book, reading the same book, you know.
And you said you hate the date to marry. Speak on that a little bit.
Unrealistic expectations. See, as soon as we meet a man, I have a poem about that. As soon as we meet a man, like the white picket fence, I done met his mama in my head. Like we out to dinner. He finna ask me to marry. Like we create this whole life with this person in our heads, and he's thinking like, what he gonna eat for lunch? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I prefer for us to go into everything with an open mind, like not necessarily like, oh, he gonna be my husband, this is it. Because when that doesn't happen, then we feel down on ourselves, like what didn't I have, what didn't I do? So I don't like when women date to marry.
Date to marry. So you saying that when a woman meets a guy in that first couple of dates, she's already planning everything.
Already, and if she says she ain't, she's lying. Because this is what we do. It's subconscious.
Well, that's what it makes it hard to be nice to a woman on a date. Because now, when you nice to her and doing what you're supposed to do as a gentleman, she's like, oh, I didn't.
I mean, it's a difference. It's a thin line between crazy and just subconscious. Like when she start being like, "Where can I meet your kids? Where can I meet your mama?" That's red flags. Like,
not the first couple.
Right
of days.
away,
yeah. That's not gonna happen.
But in her head, trust it didn't happen.
So in her head, as the date's going on and when everything's going good, she's like, "Wow."
She's picturing a whole life with you.
He be picturing her whole life too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective.
Like I could bag her. Like I
to a certain extent, I think it's.
This thing, you know when you meet a good girl, right?
Yeah,
you know when she got all the qualities.
Of course.
You may not be ready to settle down. This is a conversation me and my husband had the other night. You may not be ready to settle down, but you know she's a good girl, and you don't want to let that go.
Of course.
So
my boyfriend would tell you, you stupid. My boyfriend would tell you when he first approached me. Of course, he already knew who I was because I'm, on the scene or whatever. But
she
you got a name like that.
She Robin G. You didn't know? I told you.
He already knew who I was.
So he would tell you in a heartbeat, and I think this is my favorite part about our love story, that he only wanted to have sex with me. He only wanted to say that he had sex with Robin G. That was his. For the first 2 months, that was his mission. Yeah, that was his mission. For the first 2 months, that's what he had been doing. He wasn't looking. You ask anybody he knows, he's not. He don't do relationships. We've been together for a year now.
And they was in love the other night at the place.
And we fell in love before we even had sex.
Fell in love with a mind.
So yeah,
I told you that. I told you that mouth. I told you that mouth. That mouth.
See, she knew. Okay, that's what he wanted. I'm about to flip this.
Yeah, so he knew. He just knew. No, I did not. I tried to ignore him. I was in a shift. I was in a transition in my life. I was like, it's the last thing I want as a man. I completely ignored him. He emailed me. He's like, no, I wouldn't respond to his texts, his messengers, nothing. He emailed me and was like, where'd you go? Like,
my guy's persistent.
That's what you need. So like, people don't always know. They don't always know what they want.
He's like, this is the only way he can describe it. He said, it's like I took his face and just did like this. And he couldn't look nowhere else. On accident. That's why I hate when women go in, or men, like don't go into any, know what you want for yourself, but don't go in with all these unrealistic expectations, because once it doesn't work out the way that you expected it to, where did I fall short? What's wrong with me? All of that, you know what I'm saying?
But I think people get expectations and standards misconstrued.
Yeah.
You gotta have your standards, but it's a difference from expectations,
yes.
and they put the two together and think it's the same thing, and it's not.
Yeah.
Everybody should have standards. I don't care which. I don't care if you working at Walmart as a door greeter. You still gotta have standards.
Yep. Standards and expectations are
two totally different things. What you think about standards and expectations?
I'm scared to talk today, man. Because with guys, most guys, that don't matter. Neither one of them matter for real. Because if you were able to go into a guy's skeleton closet, you will see that a lot of his standards is very low, because he probably done bagged a lot of chicks that you be like, you hit her? You hit her?
But that's all it was, though. And I've been like that before. Like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Like,
and as far as expectations, the good guys, we've gotten better at knowing what we want as we get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that the 30-year-old is when a man should actually start knowing what he wants in a relationship and for the rest of his life. If you at 30 and you still don't know, you doing something wrong.
I don't know. 30's kind of young.
I bagged about 30
young for a man.
You say 30's kind of young?
For a man.
I feel like 30's old for a man.
It depends on what man you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right.
It
depends on its environmental factors, how he was raised, where his mind is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, some 30-year-olds have an old soul, so their 30 is a little bit different. And on top of that, women mature a lot faster than men. So I feel like if you're dating someone who's a little bit older and you're 30, it kind of balances itself out a little bit. Versus, you know, she's a little older and you're 30, she understands that you are ready to leave that life behind and are ready to do the right thing. So I think 30 is when men should start actually listening to a woman and stop acting like you know everything in life. Because that's basically why you grinning.
Because
she got a poem on that too. She got a poem on that too. Listen, I think that men should. I don't think men have high enough standards. For me,
we don't.
That's one of the biggest things. That's why
they walking, if it's talking, and if it has a vagina.
If it's walking, talking, if it got a vagina, that thing is jiggling behind it. Hey, come here, girl.
Right, and that's it. And you don't care to know what's going on outside of that, you know. But like you said, even with 30, like. Even in my situation, this is real talk. The girl that kind of hooked us up, she was hating in the background the whole time. You know, when he fell in love with me, she told him, you was never supposed to wife her. She was just supposed to be a weekend thing. And he didn't expect to come down here from California. Here you in California with all the beautiful women, whatever you want. I'm in Kentucky. I'm real. Kentucky, 3 kids, 3 different baby daddy. You know what I mean? He's in the medical field. I'm not, but my self-esteem ain't low. So I ain't looking at you like, well, why are you looking at me? I know why you looking at me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even just about the looks, like just me and itself. Like, I understand. But even it's sad that even another black woman that was supposed to be friends with me, that was her thought. That's what she told him. She ain't good enough for you. You need somebody better. She don't meet your standards. She got 3 kids. You could do better than that. She's too old for you. I'm 2 years older than him. He said I'm a cougar, but you know, round. 2.
Ain't a lie.
She's a cougar. She's 40, but she's really 55. But Korean said women mature faster because we're forced to protect ourselves from a very young age, while men grow up as boys being boys.
Facts, Korean.
Facts. Come on, preach.
Look, Jordan, where you at, man? Help me out a little bit. But as far as back to the expectations for men, I think as we get older, we should start wanting to. I hate to say it, but I think guys more than women do date to marry, because we start to be like, well, the good guys start to say, okay, it's time to settle.
Y'all looking for a mama.
Pretty much somebody like our mama. And I tell a woman, you know, I want my woman to have qualities like my mom and sister. I can't do that.
No. And I'm gonna tell you why. Like, I've done it. I've been in relationships. You know what my friend told me? I said, but I did everything. I cooked, I cleaned, I took care of you. You was mama. They said, what does he do when he grows up? He leaves the nest. You was his mama. I don't want you to look at me as your mama. I mean, you just want your woman to be good.
You want a good woman.
Yes.
You want a virtuous woman.
Everybody's mama ain't good, so.
Facts.
I got a good mother love, though.
Man, so I shouldn't find a mama in nobody. Is what y'all basically say. I can't say, oh man, she reminds me of my mom.
Why would you want to date somebody that reminds you of your mama?
Not necessarily your mom, but can you see her as a mother.
Yeah.
As your children's mother or your daughter, to someone in your daughter's life, like, you know, like.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so.
I don't know what
You
Chris
don't want your mom. Like, I'm not gonna fold your mom. Like, I believe in partnership.
I was gonna say, but what if I watch? Will you fold?
Yeah.
See, I watch he
If
folds.
I cook, I cook, he cleans.
Nah, I cook.
Well, yeah, see, that's what I mean. I don't mean.
He come in the kitchen while I'm cooking because I'm one of them cookers that cook and then clean. He hates that shit.
And that's what I mean. Like, I don't want a woman that's just gonna like take care of me like my mama, but I want to have certain qualities like my mom.
Yeah,
like, I don't mind meeting a woman halfway. Like I said, if she wash, I'll fold. She cooks, I'll clean. That sort of type of thing.
But eventually, you're gonna build your own relationship because even when I met my husband, see, this is what you gotta understand, and I learned this going to marriage counseling. It makes a difference if he came from a 2-parent home and if you came from a single-parent home. If you was raised so much as things as they're used to eating dinner together all the time. Well, me and my kids, I'm a single mom. We on the go. So we sit in the living room, we run, we get food. They want to sit down and eat dinner together. You know, my grandmother, when we came in the house, we left our shoes in the foyer. No, you take your shoes to the back. I mean, those little things, all of that stuff matters. You know what I'm saying?
You got to think in relationships, it's two different people.
Yes.
Raised two different ways.
Yeah.
Two different sets of parents. Like, and you're just like...
No, because I'm getting hit up, man, by people. They don't want to comment, but they text me.
Let me see.
You know,
I ain't going to say that loud. Let me see.
They're like, you clean? I'm like, yeah, I
clean. Whoa, wait a minute. What cave era are they in?
I don't know, man, but I'm like feeling some type of way about this, man. Like,
everybody, but everybody, like you said, people got to stop saying I bring 50%, 50-50. It's 100 because you may be down 100%.
Yeah.
I may need to carry the load. And I think that's what it is for women, like, and even men. Like, your woman, if she has a job and you have a job, you know, something's going on. She just needs to be able to hold it down if something happens to you. Same thing.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
So.
Facts. What else you get?
Oh, man, I don't want to do this show no more.
Let me see. What they say?
And then as far as the mama aspect, they was like, you know, hell no, your mom's supposed to be your mama, your sister, and your woman, your porn star.
Facts.
Who is it?
Man, people just, I'm done with this show today.
Nah, you ain't done with this show.
Done with this show.
But that's real though.
I just feel like as women, we need to stop having these expectations of men that we're not qualified for, and that's just real, you know. Period. And that's not even about just having sex, but you want this man that's making 6 figures, that looks good in bed, gonna take care of you, and but you don't want to cook, clean.
Yeah. Facts. You have to be able to. You have to be able to provide what you're asking for. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll do it if you didn't have a man. So why all of a sudden when you get a man, you don't want to cook, clean, encourage.
Would you do a little more if he was lacking in certain areas?
What, like carry it away?
Yeah, carry a little bit more. Yeah.
If we've built and we're in love and I know that this is it, yeah, I'm carrying the weight. Definitely.
I feel like a lot of women will do to a certain extent. Like, is there a certain time?
As long as he's making moves. It's like, you can't just be sitting on the couch playing video games.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
carrying all the weight now, bro.
Yeah, I got you. What about you, Chrissy J? Is there a certain time frame where you're like, okay, like, what's the next move in order to help me? Because I feel like a woman's only going to carry the extra weight for so long, and then she's going to get tired of doing that until she said, until y'all have that conversation.
We need a timeline. We need a plan.
It depends on where we're at. And like I said, I'm at the age, if I wasn't married right now, right? I'm too old to date potential.
I know you old.
I'm too old. I'm too old to date potential. You know what I mean? My cousin made a post today and said, do you love him enough to wait until he becomes who he's supposed to be? I did years ago.
I was going to say, I don't
at the age I'm at right now, I need you to have your stuff together. You should already know where you're going. If you 38 and you 40, you still trying to figure it out.
And that's why I said 30 is that turn when men should start to figure out, okay, what do I want to do? Because I feel like your 20s is when you're ripping and running, you're doing your thing. You really ain't trying to be in a relationship like that for real. But when you hit that 30, it's like, dang. Like, okay, well.
Well, do men just marry to have a family?
Some do.
I mean, that's a conversation we
have. Yeah, because that's part of it. You get you go to college, you graduate, you get the job, you get the wife, you get the kids, you get the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just part of the plan. It's like, some men marry for that reason.
Because they think
my husband said all men marry for that reason. He said to have a family. He said because men naturally want kids, most of them. Yeah. You don't want nobody else being around your kids.
Nah, that's tough.
So you get married. Not because you don't love that person, you know what I'm saying? Of course, but that's the game plan. I'm going to have kids, and I want to be around my kids. I'm going to marry her.
Yeah.
So that's why they get married,
And sometimes, like you said, we have unreal expectations sometimes as well, where we start to think, well, yeah, I think I'm gonna wife her up and just do X, Y, and Z and be with her the rest of my life.
Because you're not even mentally prepared for that.
You're not even ready for that type of lifestyle.
But she's a good girl, so you don't want to let her go.
Exactly. So
right.
I feel like I got stories about that. There's a little anger behind that. And
I got a poem about that.
I know, that's why I'm glad I'm never wasting nobody's time. But Miss Robin, we're ready to get on up out here. Let people know where they can find you at, where they can get some of your poetry, spoken word, and all of that.
Yes, you can follow me on all social media outlets at Robin G Poetry. That's ROBING Poetry. I have 3 collections of poetry available via Amazon. Just type in Robin G Poetry, they'll pop up. I have a monthly open mic series in the city. If you're in the city, come through. It's at Voices. It's called Voices at Virtue. You can follow that hashtag Voices at Virtue. And yeah, I'm just out here.
City meaning Louisville, y'all.
Yeah, Louisville.
Yeah, the actual city.
My bad.
Hold on, what y'all not gonna do? Y'all not gonna keep coming for me. Brittany Briscoe, he has to put forth effort too. And I'm telling you what, I put forth effort. I don't care what nobody tell y'all. But Chrissy gonna say something before we get on out here so we get this show over with today.
Hey man, listen, check us out tonight. Check out Robin G. We're going to Poetry in Motion with Divine at how you put. Listen, I say Creole. Everybody say Creole, whatever. Y'all know where it's at, downtown. Creole. I think he said this is 12 years popping. Congratulations to him. He's been doing it for a minute. So Robin G's gonna spit something for us tonight.
Yep, I am.
I'm already getting text messages about you.
So,
about me?
Yeah, somebody, I'll get hear her live.
Yeah, she'll be here tonight. We'll be heading down there after the show. So look, come check us out. Next week's topic, before we get on up off here.
Well, you want to talk? You want to do bullying, gun violence, blended families. We got so many things you want to do.
Yeah, I think we need a. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we should throw it out to the people. Put a list out there.
Yeah. We'll do a poll. What y'all want to talk about next week?
We'll do a poll. Have somebody come in here and talk about it. But Chrissy J, you want to get us out of here?
Man, we appreciate y'all joining in. As always, Chrissy J, live it like you love it or leave it alone.
And Miss Robin, we appreciate you making that drive coming up here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We appreciate you coming through. We're gonna have to get you on here another time where we got the full hour for you to come on here, and hopefully you can give us.
And we got an IT guy, Theodore. We usually got Theodore here.
Yeah, I would love for you to meet Theodore. He's in St. Lucia right now with his family on spring break.
Oh, I'd rather be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you follow the Facebook and Instagram pages. Please like and share on Facebook what we do. We're trying to grow this to something major for this city and this state as well. We want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We out of here.
Yep.